besties, it's Keira. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be doing just a nice, I guess I'm technically standing up. I was gonna say a sit down video. I'm just gonna be talking about some like popular book talk books and would I recommend them or not. Although at the moment I have beef with TikTok because they won't let me into my book TikTok account. That's where I get honestly a lot of my recommendations and just see new books that are coming out. There are many books that have gone viral and I have read obviously a lot of them. Not everyone that's ever come out to exist, but I have read Ellen with my fair share. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my goodreads, my Amazon, which stuff like that. It's linked down here if you want to check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, and with me. I'm probably gonna go in like a kind of a particular order, just pull like from my fantasy shelf and then pull from my romance type thing. We're starting off with a very interesting one, and it is the Powerless trilogy. Would I recommend? Like, this is more like of a maybe. I just personally did not connect with it. I did like the first book. I thought it was solid. I wasn't obsessed with it like everybody else, but I think I gave it like 4 stars and I wanted to continue with the series. But I feel like just these 2 ending books were just not as strong. I liked Kai and Peyton's love story. I thought it was very poetic and sweet, but like other than that, I didn't feel connected. Maybe? No. I feel like this next one's kind of a throwback, and I read this honestly like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. It is the Dance of Thieves duology. I love this duology, honestly. It was the first like more heavy fantasy than like romance. I gave the first one 5 stars. I don't even know how to describe it. No, it's basically like where like a prince and a thief, basically they just like have a romance story, and it's very jam-packed, very interesting, very chaotic. There's a lot going on. So I feel like people don't really talk about this anymore, but it's a classic. This next stack, the Avatar series. Yes, I mean, when I read this first book, it was my first fantasy book kind of coming back into reading, and I didn't find any problem with not being invested or finding it boring. I really was interested the whole entire time. You get so invested in these characters and this world, and it's just like nothing I have ever read like before. I still think about these characters honestly very frequently. I know the 6th book is gonna end up coming out in the next couple years. Make it past the first book because A Court in Mist and Fury changed my life. Next up we have the 4th Wing series, the Empyrean series, whatever you call it. See, I have not read Onyx Storm yet. I know. I can't. I can definitely see why like it's a hit or miss for some people. Like, it did get a lot of hype. I think it's just fun. Like, I don't think you should go into it thinking it's gonna be like this epic, crazy fantasy series. I think you have to go into it with there's gonna be romance, there's gonna be spice, there's gonna be fantasy aspects, and it's just fun. It's crazy twists and turns, and I truly recommend it to anybody who's kind of like new to fantasy as well. I would recommend it, but keep that in mind that it's not going to be some epic like crazy fantasy series. Like, it's going to be just a fun quick time. Next up I have the Lightlark. I guess it's right now it's a trilogy, but I think it's going to be a 5-book series. This is like a YA series, and it's about like this woman named Isla. She lives in this world where every 100 years these 6 realms, they get sworn into this place called Lightlark, and they have to find a way to break the curses that are on them and their people. So it's just like fun. There is a love triangle. It's honestly pretty good. I'm not usually a love triangle girl. Like, I actually hate them. Like, I know who I want her to end up with, but both characters are just like, they're similar but they're different. So like you kind of like swing both sides. Like, you don't know which one you want to choose. I think the magical system is cool. I think the writing is very interesting. There are actually 2 that I don't have physical copies for that I would like to talk about. Honestly, both of them are very similar. I'll explain. You'll see why I didn't personally like them. It's Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. This is a like witch hunter romanticide. I think I gave it 3 stars, which is like not bad. I didn't feel the connection between the 2 characters. I didn't feel like the depth to them. I feel like it was just very like quick, surface level. I don't know. I also didn't like the writing style, so that's just like a me thing though. It was just a lot of, I don't know if the word is like Regency romance, but like not like historical romance, but there's like balls, there's dresses, there's like kingdoms, castles, whatever, and just like the language. But I will finish up the duology, so if you like that writing style, I would think so. But if you're like me and you don't personally like that kind of old historical writing, I would say no. And then the other book is Once Upon a Broken Heart, but this had the same kind of thing where it was like there was balls and castles, and just like I did DNF this book. I didn't like the male main character really count as like a heavy opinion if I just didn't like the writing and not so much like the plot and all that. I'm not sure. I just didn't like it. Okay, I think that's like all the fantasy I can really think about right now. There is so much romance that I have read with that are book talk famous, I guess if you will. I could talk your ear off all day, but I'm gonna try to pick like classic kind of ones. We are starting off with a classic series, and it is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Scores. I will say my favorite definitely is this first book, and then I feel like the series just like was okay these last two books, but like the first book is definitely, I think, worth the hype. It's just like a fun, spicy rom-com. It's not like deep, like emotional connection as much, but it's got mystery, it's got humor, banter's good, spice is fun. It's a good time. A shot. I'd see how the first book is and kind of determine if it is for you. Next up is just an author. It's Abby Jimenez. So I only pulled off this kind of series because this interconnected series definitely got her a lot of hype. I would say yes, I just love Abby Jimenez. I don't remember like my order of these three. I think it was Just for the Summer, Part of Your World, then Yours Truly. I just like that her books are just a lot more than the romance. They have emotional depth. There's just a lot of just personal problems going on in the characters' lives, so I feel like it's a lot more real. I feel like she writes good books. Next up, just like OG classic, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. It's like emotional, just a beautiful story between two characters. I did not see plot twist kind of plot thing that happened in this book coming. It took me totally off guard, and I just was like staring at the wall for a little bit. It gives like the best like little cozy vibes. Then and Now timeline. All right, next up is kind of just like an author overall. I just picked up all the books that I actually have by her, and it is Miss Emily Henry. I know you're gonna ask me to rank Emily Henry books. Probably Book Lovers, Funny Story, Beach Read, Happy Place, and then People We Meet on Vacation. Emily Henry has romance, but there is definitely more like women's fiction, literary fiction aspects to it. Recommend her as an author. Obviously all of these are book talk famous. All right, next is another classic series, the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It has good emotional depth. It's a little bit like more faster paced, like with the romance and stuff, but they're short. Like they're so digestible, and I just think they're so much fun. I think if you really want something like fast and quick and kind of just like mindless that you can binge in like a day, I would recommend the series. I love them. Next up is one I know y'all knew that it was definitely gonna make an appearance. The Chestnut Spring series. Yes, Elsie Silver is probably my favorite author. The series is so good. It's so fun. The vibes are just so good, and Elsie Silver's writing is so good. They're so digestible. I definitely would recommend starting with this series. Vibes are so good. Would recommend, is worth the hype. We're throwing it back again with another book talk classic, the Twisted series. So this one is hard. I'm gonna go with Maybe because I liked half of the books and I didn't really like the other half. My favorites are Twisted Games and Twisted Lies. Hated Twisted Hate. And then Twisted Love, like, I don't know. Now that I've like sat on it for a couple years now, I'm like, alrighty guys, I'm not gonna hold it up because it's down there and it's on the bottom of the stack, but I'll just show a picture. Off Campus series, another classic book talk romance series. Yes, I think it's fun. I honestly, again, it's one of those like half of that series. It is turning into a film. I'm not gonna be mean, but I really don't like the cast personally. Okay, another more like recent, I guess, hyped up series is the Windy City series. I want to say Maybe because I liked Caught Up and Play Along, but I didn't really like any of the other books. I don't know, Found Family is good. I liked all the different like sports that were like mentioned and had like their moment. I don't think I loved this series as much as everybody else did. I picked these because I feel like they're both kind of similar, but honestly I forgot to talk about one of them. I know, how could I? They're both 5 stars for me, and like when I look back I'm like, wow, I can see why they're both 5 stars because they're similar in some aspects. Archer's Voice, Mia Sheridan. How could I forget this? This is a classic and it's so worth the hype. You want emotional depth. You want a little bit of a small town. You want pure unconditional love. This book. There's a mystery in here too. Like, I just love this book so much, and I actually did do a reread and I did put little tabs. If you know me, I do not like tabbing my books at all. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it, but basically Bree comes to this town to escape everything, and that's where she meets Archer, and nobody has really like talked or interacted with Archer in a very long time. Bree is able to, and they just like spark up a friendship which turns into like a relationship, and it's just so good. I like love Archer and Bree. Like, I love Archer, traumatized male main character. Eat it up every time. You have to read this. If you have not read this, like, where have you been? again. And then one that I read that I thought was like kind of similar was Lotus by Jennifer Harpin, which also happens to have a traumatized mailman character. Check up the trigger warnings for both of those books, but especially this one, like it's crazy. Another classic. I have 2 editions of this book. That's how much I love it. A traumatized mailman character, female main character, just helping the mailman characters come back to society. That is also an aspect in Archer's voice, just coming back to society. There's a mystery in this one too. Like they're very similar. If people are chasing that Archer's voice feeling, I would definitely look into this one. I'm glad that I saw this on TikTok one day. It's so worth the hype. Would so recommend. I feel like we're winding down. We're almost at the end, guys. The Mindfuck series. St. Abby, new recent BookTok hyped book that I've read. Basically FBI agent and serial killer dynamic. I would say yes, I really did enjoy it. It's different from anything that I've read from before, but don't read them too quickly, I guess. I just powered through all 5 books. I honestly should have taken a break like halfway through because it was a lot. Enjoyed my time on the edge of my seat. Just such an interesting dynamic. All right, and then to quickly just finish it off here, I probably could talk about so many more books, but I don't want to bore you guys. So last but not least, hopefully I didn't forget any, we have another DNF, which me and this author are really not gelling anymore. Not in love. This book was just, I don't even remember, but like I just remember this book being so not good. Is this one where like he buys her company and then like just doesn't tell her or something like stupid like that? Like that, no, that's like such a dumb trope. I just don't think I like the overall plot. It was just like so hyped up that Ali Hazel was coming out with like a book and it was like kind of STEM, going back to her STEM roots, but like nothing is gonna beat The Love Hypothesis or like Love Theoretically. Nothing's gonna beat her BookTok classic books, but like me and her are not on the same train right now. Alrighty besties, so that is all from me. I hope this video wasn't too long. I hope you get some answers. If you have similar book taste to me and you were thinking about trying some of these books and seeing that I don't like them, then you should or shouldn't try them. Again, this is all just my opinion. If you liked these books that I didn't like or you didn't like the books I like, that's okay. Everybody is different. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and I just wanted to do a fun little like sit down, even though I'm standing up type video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, stuff like that is linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe, and rings by me. And I will see you guys next week for another video. Peace.